Okay, gotta go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Antidote of Song, day 2 of year 2. So happy to see so many folks joining in the room with us today. Thank you, Kathy Bullock, for an amazing entry into our room. Hello and greetings to everybody out there on Facebook Live. Thank you for joining us. And to all the folks in this room, hello. Hi to Dan in Virginia and Deli in Maryland. Hello to Paula. Nice to see you today. And hello to Jenny in Victoria and Gay. Hello. And Becky in Vancouver and Susan in Ohio. Hello, Annie and Al and Kirsten. Hello, Anne and Peter Amidon in Vermont. Nice to see you today, one of our regular song leaders. Hello, Annette. Nice to see you today in California. Sheila in Florida. Kevin in New Hampshire. Hello. Hello, Fran. And oh, wait, it's Dale. It's Dale and Fran in Colorado. Hello, nice to see you. Dennis in Victoria from Ubuntu Choir Networks, who are having a partner week with us next week. Hello to Kathy in Virginia, great to see you today. And hello to Karen in Oregon, Sarah in Texas, Anne and Arlene in California, and Jamie in Victoria. And let me see, I lost my place. Gary in Massachusetts, Jean in Pittsburgh. Hello to Miriam and Gwen and Mabel in Massachusetts with a cinnamon bear. And hello to Kate in Charlottesville and Bonnie in Idaho, Jim in New York, Barb in Virginia. Hello to Harriet in Chicago, Lynn in Connecticut. Lots more folks popping in the room. Carol, also Connecticut, Sid, and who else? Marcia. It's popcorn. So greetings to everybody who's not on camera today. Dion and Carolyn in Idaho. I just saw pop in. Nicola in the UK. We're so glad you're back, Nicola. Natalia and kiddos, I think in the car. Great to see you all. Be careful, please, if you are driving. Thank you, Luda. Hello also. Hi, everybody. So glad to see you all. Just a little warning, I'm also running the tech today. So we all know that has in the past been semi-disastrous. So far, so good. So thank you so much for being here today. We're very excited to be here in this room on a day when we can honor World Health Day. And of course, there's a lot to say about this year and health. And in fact, Kathy and I will chat a little bit once we are at the discussion point. And I also want to announce the sad news that Leah Gilmore's husband passed this morning from COVID. Leah is one of our regular song leaders from Baltimore, a total treasure, a beautiful human being. And if you are interested, please stick around after we close today. I will be sharing Leah's address so that we as a community can all send cards to Leah. And for anybody who's out there on Facebook that wants to be in touch, you can email me. My email is in the comment section on Facebook. And also, just a quick note, in the chat here and in the comments on Facebook are all of the new links for finding us and for donating in year 2. So please pay attention to those new links and get rid of all the old links. And I am so excited to have in the room with us today Kathy Bullock, who's one of our absolute favorites. And I introduced her on our 365th day as being the person whose face has been on this screen second the most to mine. We've all gotten to know Kathy so much over this year. She's been an incredible presence in the community. And Kathy, I believe that you have a song to start us off that is a World Health Day song.
Yes, I do. But before I do that, please, y'all, give it up for the great Joe Rossi. Joe, I mean, she's 3 people in one today, y'all, doing the tech and running this and the Facebook. But she just does it in style and goes on. I said, when I grow up, I'm going to be just like Joe. Woo! So I just had to do a shout out. I am so happy to see everybody. And Joe reminded me, well, today is World Health Day. So I just looked up online the songs about healing, and I came across Heal the World. It's a song you might remember. It was done by Michael Jackson, but it was written 10 years ago. And it seems so appropriate now as it was then. So I'm going to sing through the chorus with you one time, and then we'll go through the whole song. There are 3 verses and a chorus. So it goes like this. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. So let's just go through that just one more time. Heal the world, make it a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place. Try that. Heal the world, make it a better place. The next part goes, for you and for me and the entire human race. Try that. For you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living. Try that. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living. And ends with, make a better place for you and for me. Try that, everybody. Make a better place for you and for me. You can even harmonize on that. Make a better place for you and for me. Oh, beautiful. Make a better place for you and for me. Okay, here we go. Let's sing the whole song. How many of you remember this song or know it already? Okay, good. Enough people have heard it. Okay, here we go, everybody. There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love. And this place, it was brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you'll find there's no need to cry. In this place, you'll feel there's no hurt and sorrow. There are ways to get there. If you care enough for the living, make a little space. Make a better place. Here's the chorus. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Verse 2 says like this. If you want to know why, there's love that cannot lie. Love is strong, it only cares for joyful giving. If we try, we shall see. In this bliss we cannot feel fear of dread. We stop existing and start living. Then it feels that always love's enough for us growing. Make a better world. So let's make a better world. Here we go. Heal the world. Make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Yes, we could fly so high. Let our spirits never die. Ha! In my heart, I feel you are my sisters and brothers. Create a world with no fear. Together we cry happy tears. See the nations turn their swords into plowshares. We could really get there. If you care enough for the living, make a little space to make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. One more time, the chorus. Heal the world, making a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying, but I know you care for the living, so we'll make a better place for you and for me. We'll make a better place for you and for me.
Kathy Bullock, thank you so much. That was tremendously beautiful. Very, very good words to sing. It really has been the longest 2020 and entering into what is also and still a long 2021.
Oh my goodness, yes. And I feel like what we're doing in this space at this time every day, noonday, is healing the world. It's our part of healing. It really is. So the song is in some way preaching to us as the choir, reminding us of what we're already doing and inviting us to just pass it forward.
And you know, we talked about this also 2 days ago, that idea that it's the singing when it's coupled with the action is actually where it's really at, right?
Yes.
So we've thought in this world, we've thought in this room a bunch of times about the notion that we've learned a lot about health in general this year. We've learned a lot about people who don't have access to healthcare and people whose options are not always as easily or as readily available. We've thought about ways in which different things can affect different communities based on income and race, and the ways in which the world is upside down. And we've tried in this room, I think, to figure out ways to contribute specifically to healthcare workers and to the notion of the folks who are out there on the front lines. And we'll continue that in this year, because the healthcare workers and many other people are obviously still going to be affected by this pandemic, even as we see the numbers for vaccines going in the right direction and we hear positive news happening. We have to keep in mind how slow it will be. And again, keep in mind all of the people for whom their normal lives were a lot like what our pandemic lives were, and the ways that we can continue to reach them in the upcoming years.
Wow. Yes. I was looking in, I think the New York Times had an article, and it was just pulling quotes from people as they reflected on this past year. And it was talking about how we're just changed. It's not like going back to before, because it's not going to be the same. But what have we done with the change, and how have we learned it? How does that impact what we think about health and about healing? What does that mean? And it's so many different levels for me, just as you were saying. There is going to the doctor, there's making sure I get the shots. I hope those of you have gotten your vaccine or are on target to get the vaccine. And if you're able to do so, and are engaging in that. And then I was thinking about, but there's the healing of the mind and the heart that is sometimes you can't see on the outside, but there's the woundedness that can be inside, and being aware of it and being still. That's a big thing for me, because I'm like all around the place all the time, just being still for a moment, reflecting, opening self up to what message am I to learn as part of my own healing, because it's through that I'm able to be a blesser, healer to others. And I really see music, my job in music is healing, is a very important point of it for me. It really is.
Thank you, Kathy. We've talked about the fact that the Daily Antidote is what we could call one of the silver linings of the pandemic, even though saying silver lining and pandemic all in one sentence has always felt very strange. But looking for the things that came out of the pandemic that one could point to as the positive outcomes, and the Daily Antidote being one of them. But I think even more importantly, and this goes back to the notion of healthcare, and it goes back to the notion of social justice, more importantly is that I think maybe what a lot of us learned this year was how we thought we understood what it was like to be in other people's shoes, and how little we'd actually really made that journey.
Yes. And for me, how much we have in common, even though you can't tell by the outside.
Yep.
How much our hearts beat the same, how much we grieve, how much we celebrate, and all those things together. And really seeing those that you can't necessarily see on the outside. Busy put in Maya Angelou's beautiful poem about memory of David Gilmour. Shall I say it?
Please
Or
do.
have time? When great trees fall, rocks on distant hills shudder. Lions hunker down in tall grasses, and even elephants lumber after safety. When great trees fall, in forests, small things recoil into silence, their senses eroded beyond fear. When great souls die, the air around us becomes light, rare, sterile. We breathe briefly, our eyes briefly see with a hurtful clarity. Our memory, suddenly sharpened, examines, gnaws on kind words unsaid, promise walks never taken. Great souls die, and our reality, bound to them, takes leave of us. Our souls, dependent upon their nurture, now shrink, wizened. Our minds, formed and informed by their radiance, fall away. We are not so much maddened as reduced to the unutterable ignorance of all dark, cold caves. And when great souls die, after a period, peace blooms. Slowly and always, irregularly, space is filled with a kind of soothing electric vibration. Our senses, restored, never to be the same, whisper to us. They existed. We can be, and be better, for they existed. Thank you, Busy.
Thank you, Busy. Thank you, Kathy B. Thank you, Maya Angelou. And can we please all agree that we're going to send right now to Leah Gilmour all hugs and love and the kinds of thoughts that we are just right there with her. And Leah, the poem was for you. And Kathy Bullock, I think you also have a version of Balm of Gilead that you're going to share in honor of Leah's husband.
Yes, this song was it's the spiritual. There is a balm in Gilead. I always have to say BALM, balm, because some folks were thinking I was saying BOMB. I said no, not a bomb. There's a healing elixir, balm. And so I first did this arrangement after 9/11. Someone asked me about doing it. But now, when I think of healing of our souls, so it's out to you, Leah, with love, and to every person within the sound of my voice for whom this matters. It makes sense. There is a balm in Gilead to make the wounded whole. There is a balm in Gilead to heal the sin-sick soul. Sometimes I feel discouraged and think my work's in vain. But then the Holy Spirit revives my soul again. There is a balm in Gilead to make the wounded whole. There is a balm in Gilead to heal the sin-sick soul, to heal my wounded, broken spirit, to heal the sin-sick soul. To heal the sin-sick soul.
Thank you, Kathy Bullock. Leah Gilmore, we are all thinking about you. We love you very much. And we send you all our absolute wishes and love. And for anybody who joined the room after we started that song, that is a version that Kathy Bullock put together at 9/11, you said, right? In honor of
All
9/11.
of us and everybody. But it's so true for in so many ways. It's an ongoing message of hope, even in the midst of sorrow. And it's not a matter of ignoring the sorrow. It's a matter of embracing and sharing and being and feeling and moving through as we move forward, taking the hands of those who are there to stand by us or just hold us up. Prayers and love. Yes.
Thank you, Kathy B. Beautiful. So for anybody who came into the room after, if you want to stay and learn how to be part of the Daily Antidote's effort to send cards to Leah, please stick around after we close. And also in the chat, there are links for making sure you are up to date finding us this year in year 2 for donating, for participating on Facebook, for participating in here. Kathy B, I know that is one of the songs that I have loved the most in my childhood and in my life. And we talked about it beforehand. How could we listen to you sing that and not sing along? So what do you say about giving us the regular old version so we can all
sure
sing
will.
before we leave?
I think you're going to put the words in the chat. Everybody. There is a balm in Gilead to make the wounded whole. There is a balm in Gilead to heal the sin-sick soul. Sometimes I feel discouraged and deep I feel the pain. In prayers the Holy Spirit revives my soul again. There is a balm in Gilead to make the wounded whole. There is a balm in Gilead to heal the sin-sick soul. If you cannot pray, preach like Peter. If you cannot preach like Paul, go home and tell your neighbor he died to save us all. There is a balm in Gilead to make the wounded whole. There is a balm in Gilead to heal the sin-sick soul, to heal the wounded soul. Yes. Yes. Yeah, baby. Yes.
Thank you, Kathy B. That was a beautiful, beautiful journey. Thank you through 2 songs and 2 versions of the second one. Thank you for all of that glorious music. It is quite a treat to just be in a space singing with you.
Thank you. And some have talked about so many other beautiful versions of Balm in Gilead. I would invite you to take a listen. There are some, I know at least 4 offhand, that are just gorgeous in the reminder of this song that rings, even though it was hundreds of years when it was first written, but continues to ring in our spirit as we continue to heal the world.
Exactly. So in honor of World Health Day, we say hello and thank you to all the healthcare workers out there, to all the folks who've been working in behind or in the front lines on making our globe a healthier place. And to everybody on Facebook Live, we say thank you for joining us today. And if you're interested in learning more about sending cards to Leah, or if you ever want to join us in the virtual room, there is a website link in the comment section, and you can find us by following that. Thank you so much for being with us today, and we look forward to singing with you tomorrow.